today's video we're going to be talking about the top 10 best pulling exercises you are not doing for trying to build a bigger back. Let's get straight into the video. Cue the intro.
You don't fuck with a god.
Alright, so the first exercise we're going to be talking about is Jackplane pull-ups and chin-ups. So with these ones, we are going to go through all the variations, so just keep in mind, even though when I say one exercise, you can always do it in a different grip. So then you can work your muscles and play to your strength with that. Right, so the point of this one, it's you could say it's a drop set to an actual pull-up. So if you are having trouble with pull-ups and you can't do a pull-up yet, even if you can't, this is a magnificent exercise when trying to drop set it. If you are trying to still maintain that that tension and that stress, right? So ideally you want to find a bar that is suited towards making sure that your body is in a 90-degree position, right? From a 90-degree position, you want to act like it's a normal pull-up, right? From here, pull up, body still in kind of a 90 position, and then come back down. This bar is a bit too low, so you won't be able to, or I won't be able to get the full range of motion. But if you do find a taller bar, then this will work amazingly, alright? So same thing for the chin-ups, you can do the same thing here. Come up, come down. If you want to do it close, you can do the same thing. So the whole point of this exercise is to make sure that you still induce the time on attention and the necessary difficulty and intensity and also effort when trying to build a bigger back, alright? To dive right into the second exercise is Australian Headbangers. Both pronated and supinated, it really depends on what muscle you want to work. An Australian pull-up or chin-up would have your body straight like this. With this one, you want to bend at the knees. So then from here, a normal Australian would have your elbows here bend up like this, but the point of this one is to make sure that you're bending down, right? So then it becomes a headbanger. So from that flat body position, you're coming up as if you are doing a headbanger, whether it is pronated or supinated. So instead of going here to here or here to here, both positions come from flat body to like that, right? Or the other side like this. So technically you can call that body weight to bicep curl, if that makes you, I guess, if this makes this exercise more appealing to you. Benefits of this exercise, the same thing as it goes from doing a higher variation of a pull exercise and then drop setting it to also and maintain that time and attention and intensity and difficulty. I always say that the formula, the equation for building muscle mass, strength, progressing in training and in life is to make sure that it's difficult, to make sure that it's intense, and to make sure that you are putting in the necessary effort in order to make all of those things work together, right? So that is the second exercise. We'll get into the next one. The third exercise is 90-degree pull-up holds. You have seen the Bar brothers do this before, right? Lazar, Dushan, Ivan. This exercise is a big game changer, I would say. It could also work as a very good finisher, all right? If you feel like you could do more, you could always just go into the 90-degree and do it. But to make sure when you're doing this exercise that your elbows are trying to come out as far as they can, while also making sure that your head is kind of touching the bar. Right, so you come up like this and then you try to point your elbows like that. All right, you are not holding the bar in that 90-degree position like this. All right, you are not doing this, you're doing this. Same thing with the chin up. It might work with the chin up, but it's a bit different. There may be some difficulty there, but it does work. But don't try to push too hard on it, all right? When you're going into the hole, don't try to force going as far out as you can, whether you are in a supinated or pronated grip, right? The point of this exercise is to make sure that you provide the necessary tension in order to be some form of stimulus there. Right? Alright, so the fourth one I'm going to be talking about is Typewriter Headbangers. Now, don't stir too far into how difficult this exercise may sound, because it is not what you think. It is not a typewriter and then a headbang, even though it can be. I don't recommend that because that is very difficult on its own. A typewriter is difficult on its own, and I don't recommend doing that if you are trying to build mass. Typewriter exercise is very good for building strength. So with this one, you want to go wide, of course, not as wide as a typewriter would be, but you want to go wide. And the point of this one is to come up here, sway to one side and then you headbang. All right, same thing, come to the other side and then sway. So you probably wouldn't call it typewriter headbanger, but it sounds cooler that way. So yeah, we'll get to the next one. All right, so the fifth exercise is something that I got from Jeff Cavalier. Shout out Athlete Next, go. For now, I'll just call it hammer pull-ups. Just for the reason hammer bicep curls would be like this. It's kind of the same concept here and the same emphasis here as well. From here, you want to go into a close grip pull-up. And I know this may hurt some people in terms of form, but trust me on this one, this exercise works wonders if you do it correctly. And all of it relies on correct technique and form, right? So from here, the point, the whole movement of this exercise is to push your body in kind of a semicircle direction. Instead of going up and down like that, you're kind of staying in that 90-degree position, that half breath position. I know it sounds bad, but you're staying from here and trying to, like that, right? You're trying to push the bar like this, which may be difficult talking about it, but if you try for yourself, it is a very beneficial exercise when trying to build the peak of the bicep. Right. The sixth one is my favorite exercise. This is what I like to call around the world pull-ups or chin-ups. This is also the favorite of Dylan's as well. So with this one, you pull up, do a circle, and then you do another circle. You're going all around the world with this one. Pronated or supinated, doesn't matter. You come up, stay at the middle for a bit, do a circle, and then you do a circle again. All right, same thing can work when you switch to supinated. Supinated works more on the biceps, of course, it's a supinated position. Less of the lats, still working the lats. Requires a lot of strength, requires a lot of control, requires a lot of discipline. It's an exercise that you guys should definitely give a try if you're looking to provide a different kind of stimulus that your body isn't used to. The point of this whole list is to give you exercises that you guys have never done before, all right? To provide a stimulus that your body will not be used to shock. The seventh exercise is climbing pull-ups and chin-ups. Ideally, you guys want to start in a close grip and then switch to a neutral and then switch to a wide, right? We would do it on the thinner bars, but it's not wide enough, so we do it on the thick bars here. So start in the middle, come up, switch, down, switch to wide now, down, and then you switch back, right? Yeah. And then you switch back again. You guys want to make sure that you make the switch as slowly and as controlled as possible. You don't want to rush into things, right? The purpose of this exercise is to emphasize on control and discipline. As I said before, it does require a lot of grip strength, and a lot of you guys may not be able to do it. It is an advanced exercise, and if you guys do get it down and master it, then I 100% guarantee that it will work wonders when trying to build a bigger back. Okay, so number 8 is technically 2 exercises, and it could also be referred to as a comboing muscle building technique. So number 8 spot we have here is pull up or chin up to headbang and pull up to front lever pull up, right? So we also need to make sure we don't have enough horizontal pulling exercises in this list, but we have to make sure that we also cover that, okay? So this is how you do it. You go from one exercise to another one, and then the other exercise, they're both different, all right? You come from pull up, you ice cream into the other one, pull up, and you come back up, come down. All right, so there's a few steps that is required in order to complete the full exercise. Making an exercise require a bit more than 1 or 2 steps. It's going to make your training a bit more difficult than new, right? There's a lot of creativity in there, and I 100% guarantee that your body isn't used to this, okay? You go from one exercise to another exercise, making sure that there's a change in speed there. We'll cover this in a later video when we release the best muscle building techniques and trying to build a bigger back. That is coming out soon. And yeah, we'll get into the next exercise. All right, so the next exercise is what I like to call bodyweight bicep curls or one arm Australian headbang. Okay, you can do it in pronated, but I recommend it being supinated since I did just call it a bicep curl bodyweight style. So you come in a position like this, heels on the ground, feet on the ground properly, and your body is going to be arched up like this. All right, you're not going down like a normal one like this, but more of here, and then you're pressing into it like this, alright? You can work the other arm like this as well. Supinated works the same thing, very difficult though. The whole emphasis, the whole focus of this exercise as well is to provide a little bit more of a isolation part of trying to build the bicep or the back, and yeah, it'll work very well integrating into your workouts when doing your next calisthenic pull or back workout. Storm's coming, boys. That's actually a good sign. I like the storm. Last exercise is going to be neutral box pull-ups. I'm pretty sure you guys haven't tried this out before. So, demonstrate it just like this. Get it on a neutral bar. You come up and you can form a box. All right, a very steady box. When doing any kind of directional exercise like that, where you're moving from one point to another point very steadily and controlled, so perform this exercise with ease and very slowly. You don't want to rush into things and go from the top to, you know, very fast like this. It's not a drawing race. You're trying to build muscle here and provide enough time and attention for there to be some sort of stimulus, right? So go slow with it. Don't just rush into things, competing who can draw the biggest box, because then it doesn't become a box. It becomes a blur of bullshit, okay? Do these properly, don't rush into things, and if it does become difficult, then you can always drop into easier exercise. Drops it, okay? So that is all the exercises we have today. Hopefully any of these exercises are exercises you have not done before. If they have, make sure to give this video a like. It definitely helps us and it keeps us knowing. It ensures that we actually know you guys are liking this type of content. And if it does help you guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We are trying to hit 1,000 this year, right? If we hit 1,000, it's going to push us even more to strive even more than that, okay? Once we hit 4 digits, it's going up to 6 digits. I guarantee that. All right, maybe slowly 5 digits first, but yeah, okay. Stay strong, never give up, make gains. Taiji fam to the end. And Taiji's always at the end. Peace out.
Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. And when you get to the point where you can say you let you down, I don't care. Listen to me, no disrespect. I don't care about Glenn. That's not why I do what I do. And I love Glenn. I don't come here and do what